jumping anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's good, internet? It's your boy Fly. This is my chapter 1003 review-ish, where I just talk about what I liked, didn't like, and speculate on what's going to happen. Ever since chapter 997, I felt like this war has been getting more intense and this arc has been getting progressively better. Chapter after chapter is getting better than the last. And very uncharacteristically of Oda, we got another chapter of just pure fights. There was some more story progression here with the revelation that CP0 is actually on the island, which I'm not too surprised. I did predict this in another video earlier that they should have been on the island because they did make a deal with Orochi and he did require that they have Vegapunk, which another thing is, it wouldn't be that surprising if Dr. Vegapunk is actually also on the island, since that is who Orochi requested. He could be there to reverse the side effects of the Smile Devil Fruit, because I don't think Killer will be in that state forever, but also explain why Momonosuke's fake Devil Fruit resembles Kaido's so much. But would they really bring the smartest person on the planet to that island? And that would also mean that Smoker and Tashigi would be there, as well as the last time we heard of them, they're heading to Dr. Vegapunk to reverse the side effects of the kids from Punk Hazard. So I doubt that he's actually there, because I don't think that CP0 would fulfill their side of the promise, as he's just too important. But either way, CP0 being on the island, incredible, because they are another X factor involved in this war and makes this a lot less predictable. I really did love this section of the chapter, because not only is it surprising, you have CP0 narrating this war and how it's gonna conclude, but they basically say that this war will not end with just the leaders being defeated. They're gonna have to take out all the executives. It basically comes down to being a numbers game. One side has to be eradicated before the other, and I really love that. And it makes sense because the Beast Pirates are a crew based off meritocracy, where only the strong survive and the strong are in positions of power. So if Kaido were to fall, someone else would take that position. As Kaido's not around, King took the position as the leader, because it lets you know that this is a battle of survival. It's either you win or you lose. There is no rematch after this, and it really lets you know how important numbers are. We come to find out, of the 30,000 people on Kaido and Big Mom's side, 3,000 have been defeated, leaving 27,000 on their side. With 5,400 folks that are on Luffy's alliance side, 400 of them are defeated, leaving 5,000 people left. But because this is an all-out war and it is a numbers game, eventually the samurai side will fall one by one if this battle continues long enough. Although they are strong, they are overwhelmingly outmatched in terms of manpower, which makes you think that there might be another force that gets involved in this battle, possibly the Grand Fleet. Cavendish was name dropped earlier in the arc in Ace's flashback, and although it was probably just a joke or a shout out, maybe Yamato recognizes Cavendish if he gets on the island, being a nice little callback to that moment with Ace. The last time we seen them together at the end of chapter 800, it was stated that they all were a part of and caused a great incident of historic proportions, and that could possibly happen in Wano country. But considering how CP0 is so certain that both emperors will not fall and that it's impossible, makes you kind of believe that it will happen, as Luffy usually makes the impossible possible. No matter how this arc ends, it will cause an incident of historic proportions. Although CP0 would not want the balance to be disruptive, they don't really care about the outcome of this battle, as they want both the pirates to take each other out, as it would benefit the world government to reap the benefit. But that isn't the only big revelation that we got in this chapter. It's also Big Mom and Kaido are finally getting more serious, with Kaido going into his hybrid form, and I am excited. This is something I have been waiting for. So as Luffy is raining these punches on Kaido and damaging him, he's not only damaging Kaido, he's also hurting Kid's pride as he's watching along. It's like Kid's ego is getting hurt, as someone he considered beneath him, but also his rival, is doing this much damage to Kaido, something that not even Kid could imagine. Unfortunately, Luffy is pushed out of Gear 4th due to pure exhaustion. This kind of surprised me. I thought that maybe Luffy got a better handle of Gear 4th and maybe the drawbacks were lessened, but no, it turns out that he still has these drawbacks and he needs 10 minutes to recover his haki. A little disappointing, but it is Luffy who'll get better eventually, but this was definitely the wrong time for this to happen. I really like this conversation between Law and innocent kid, as Law obviously seen this happen before back in Dressrosa, but this is Kid's first time seeing Luffy fight, so he's taking note with what's going on. And because Luffy needs 10 minutes to recover, I feel like this is Kid's time to actually shine and stall for Luffy until he gets his haki back. He needs to show and prove not just to himself, the emperors, and the world, but also to us readers that he can actually fight and he's not just pure hype. He's doing pretty well for himself in this battle so far, but I'm still expecting a lot more from it, and alongside the other supernova, I expect him to take front and center stage in this battle until Luffy is able to recover. But he's not letting up and he's trying to finish off Kaido as fast as possible. But one of my favorite moments in this chapter happens. It's small, but boy do I love it. Law is the first person to actually damage Big Mom with his move Counter Shock. Of course, this is a move that affects you from the inside as it uses electricity, and it obviously hurts Big Mom as she yells out in pain, so we gotta give my boy Trafalgar Law his flowers for doing this feat. The more this battle continues, the more impressed I am of Kaido, and I feel like Kaido isn't getting the credit he deserves. Although he's getting attacked and damaged, he keeps coming back, recovering, and coming back even stronger with more techniques. He starts causing tornadoes that is making this entire battlefield into a natural disaster. And in retaliation, Zoro hits Kaido with his own twister, the dragon twister that he's used countless times in the series, and he is able to cut Kaido through his scales, and everyone is shocked. Big Mom's like, oh my god, how did this happen? And Kaido finally realizes that the blade Zoro is using is actually Odin's old sword, Enma, because he recognizes the sensation and stinging feeling he got from that blade many years ago. But as Kaido is attacked and receives this damage, he gets up and he is laughing. He is enjoying this fight, and as this battle continues, he's getting more and more serious, but he's still enjoying this fight. And Kaido and Big Mom aren't using their full potential or power because neither of them have yet to use armament haki hardening. Oh my god, his body is already so hard to cut through. Imagine if he starts coating it with armament haki. Kaido is a monster that's ready to be unleashed. But not to downplay Zoro here, he was actually able to bypass Kaido's defenses with just brute strength and the power of Enma, something he wasn't able to do in the beginning of this battle. But as the fight progresses, Zoro is getting better and stronger. As I've mentioned before, the more the battle continues, the more better Zoro gets as he's learning and understanding what he needs to do and bringing out his full potential. Once he's fully able to control Enma, Zoro will truly become an absolute monster. Zoro is getting progression throughout this battle, which is why I always love Zoro fights, because he gets better during his fights, because he needs to bypass the obstacle in his way and he just needs to bring out his full potential. But like I said earlier, Kaido and Big Mom go into serious mode and Kaido enters his hybrid form, and we're about to witness the true power of an emperor. But that's it. I absolutely adored this chapter. It had great action and progressed the story as well as the fights, with CP0 being involved. Now also, it was hinted that Orochi might actually indeed be dead, but Oda could show me 50 times Orochi's head on the floor. I'm not gonna believe that Orochi's dead. He still has some stuff in the story to do. He's involved with so many other characters, but I wouldn't be opposed, like I said, if Orochi was dead. I'd actually be cool, as it was a great surprise starting out this war, taking out one of the main antagonists in the story and having Kaido come in front and center stage. But the best reveal from this chapter is that there is no break next week, so we will be getting chapter 1004 next week. I would be very surprised if we continue the battle on top of the rooftop and we actually see Kaido's hybrid form in action. I expect to see the battles on the lower levels to start seeing some progression and other matchups being finalized, and seeing how other fights are going with Jinbei and Frankie, and also Sanji really needs to get out of this situation. But that's it. I hope you guys have a good day and a good night. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodles.